So, what if I told you there's this free, ridiculously powerful tool, something you can use every single day to take control of your energy, your mood, even how well you sleep? And no, it's not some new supplement or a complicated diet. It's way more fundamental than that, and we're going to break down exactly how you can use it right now. You know that feeling, that 2 p.m. wall, where you're just dragging yourself through the afternoon, desperate for a nap, or maybe just another coffee? Yeah, we've all been there. But what if I told you that whole afternoon slump and even how well you sleep at night has less to do with what you do at bedtime and everything to do with what you do the very first moment you wake up? So the answer isn't just pouring another cup of coffee. It's actually something way more basic. See, the real key to unlocking that consistent all-day energy, it's all about your relationship with light. And not just any light. We're talking about the sun. Okay, so to really get why sunlight is such a big deal, we've got to dive into our body's own internal timekeeper. Let's talk about your body's master clock. What we're talking about here is your circadian rhythm. Now, you can think of it like this. It's a 24-hour biological program that's always running in the background. It's what tells your body, hey, it's time to be awake and alert, or okay, time to power down and get ready for sleep. And this thing influences pretty much everything from your body temperature to your hormone levels. And where does this all happen? Well, it's right here, deep inside your brain. There's this tiny little cluster of about 20,000 neurons. It's called the suprachiasmatic nucleus, or just SCN for short. This is the master clock. You can literally think of it as the conductor of your entire body's orchestra, but it needs a cue to know when to start the music. All right, so if we've got this master clock, how do we actually set it every day? Well, the answer is surprisingly simple. The main signal it's listening for is light. Let's dig into how that works. Okay, so here's the basic pathway. It's a simple three-step process. First, light, specifically sunlight, enters your eyes. Second, that light sends a direct signal to your master clock, the SCN. And finally, the SCN turns around and tells the rest of your body, all right, it's daytime, and that kicks off the regulation of some really important hormones. Now let's meet the two main players in this whole drama, cortisol and melatonin. Just think of them as this biological push and pull system. Morning light, that triggers a healthy dose of cortisol, which is what makes you feel awake and alert. Then when darkness falls, that's the cue for melatonin, the hormone that makes you feel drowsy and ready for bed. Okay, and here's the really crucial part. When you get that sunlight in the morning, it doesn't just wake you up in that moment. What it also does is start a countdown timer in your brain. And about 12 to 14 hours later, that timer goes off, and it tells your brain, hey, it's time to start releasing melatonin. So that morning light is literally programming you for a great night's sleep later on. Okay, so that's the science behind it, but now let's get super practical. How can you actually apply this to your own life? We're going to walk through a really simple daily light routine that can make an absolutely huge difference. It really boils down to a simple three-part plan. Morning, you set the clock. Afternoon, you reinforce the signal. And evening, you protect the whole process so you can get ready for sleep. That's it. All right, this first one, this is the single most important step you can take. Sometime within the first hour of waking up, you need to get outside and let natural sunlight hit your eyes. Now, of course, please don't stare directly at the sun. Just face its general direction. This one act serves as the master signal that syncs up your entire day. And look, you don't need to be out there for hours. On a bright sunny day, 5 to 10 minutes is totally fine. If it's overcast and cloudy, you'll want to aim for more like 15 to 20 minutes, just because the clouds diffuse that light. The real key here isn't the duration, it's doing it consistently. Okay, your second anchor point for the day comes in the late afternoon. You want to try and catch a bit of the setting sun. The specific low-angle light, the kind that's rich in all those oranges and reds, sends another, very different signal to your SCN that says the day is winding down. This really helps reinforce that transition into evening and prepares you for sleep. And finally, the evening protocol. Once it's dark outside, you want your indoor environment to match that. So dim the lights, try to avoid those bright overhead lights, and yeah, the bright screens. Getting blasted with bright light, especially blue light during that critical window between about 10 p.m. and 4 a.m., it can absolutely crush your melatonin production and just wreck your sleep. Now, this all sounds pretty straightforward, right? But there are a few really common mistakes people make that can basically cancel out all their hard work. So let's make sure you don't fall into any of these traps. Okay, This is probably the number one question we get. But does sunlight through a window count? You're sitting by a nice bright window, the sun is just streaming in. That's got to be good enough, right? Well, unfortunately, the answer is a big, clear no. Here's why. Modern windows are actually designed to filter out light. And when they do that, they block a lot of the specific wavelengths, especially in that blue part of the spectrum that your brain's master clock is desperately looking for to get that, hey, wake up signal. There's no way around it. You have to get outside. So, just how big is the difference we're talking about? Honestly, the numbers are pretty staggering. Even on a super cloudy day, the amount of good light you get outside is just worlds away from what you get indoors. To put a really fine point on it, let's look at what neuroscientist Andrew Huberman says. He states that viewing sunlight through a window is about 50 times less effective than just being outside. 50. That is a massive, massive difference. It really makes it a non-negotiable. You have to get outside. And that brings us to the other really common mistake. When you're out there doing your morning light viewing, take the sunglasses off. Think about it. Just like a window, they're designed to do one thing: filter out light. And that includes the very wavelengths you're trying to get into your eyes to set your clock in the first place. So when you put all these pieces together, what you end up with is a really simple daily practice. It costs absolutely nothing, but it can have a truly profound impact on your overall health. And the payoff here, oh, it's huge. When you start managing your light exposure the right way, you could expect way more energy during the day, better focus, an improved mood, and that deep, restorative sleep we're all after. You're literally syncing your internal biology with the rhythm of the world around you. It's pretty amazing. So I'll just leave you with this one thought. We spend so much time looking for these complex, expensive solutions to our health problems. But what if one of the best, most effective tools for just improving your daily life is completely free and it's waiting for you right outside your door?